continue to boost some of Arwa's skills here. And the army is all full. So this seems like as good a spot as any here to do a recap. The campaign is at an enormously difficult spot. We are hemmed in by enemies, and it's getting worse. In fact, I should say welcome back again to another episode of Tactical Enlightenment's YouTube channel covering this Aserai campaign. We are being attacked in all three directions, right? We are at war with the Khuzait, with the Southern Empire, and with Valandia. And all three of these kingdoms are much larger and stronger than ours, right? So we're in a tough situation here. The last time I asked for peace with the Sultan, he's a warmonger. He said no. We went down to Razi. We were unable to prevent the city from falling. In fact, we lost. Cole lost his first battle and was barely able to escape with his force back to Danustica. I would imagine the next target for the enemy is Hassan Folk, right? The Khuzait are on the rampage to the north. They've taken Odok and Onaira. Danustica is here, but the enemy is north of us. It's problematic, right? The Valandians took Vostrum and split our two different cities. We own Poros and Danustica, but we have restocked the army here, right? We've acquired all the best troops from Danustica, right? I've stacked our army as well as we could stack at this stage. We even have 19 Fian champs, a bunch of master archers, crossbow, and palace guards, right? We have a pretty good army. But the enemy here seems to have not only monster strong armies, but much larger forces. This guy's going to get swallowed up here. I don't need to bother with him. But the Southern Empire is probably looming here. They're either going to go to Hassan Folk or they're going to come to Danustica, right? We can expect it. We were barely out of their visual range when we fled to Danustica to reload the army here. And indeed, here they come. Just this ominous, whoops, this little peasant's in my way. This ominous armada of armies here. This is three separate armies of the Southern Empire, and it's hard to see, but it's really like 3,800 troops, something like that. And again, look at the strength of these armies. 91 elite cataphracts, 35 elite Manavliatons, tons of sergeant crossbow, Bucellarii, hell. I mean, he even has palace guards. This guy has 54 palace guards, 69 cataphracts, 86 Bucellarii. I mean, they just have incredibly stacked armies. And this one takes the cake, right? 74 legionary, 83 veteran Aserai infantry. That's more than we have. And 152 cataphract. So this is one of those situations where no tactic in the world will save you from this situation. Outnumbered 4-1 against monstrously strong armies. So we're going to pull back here, right? We're going to do what Russia did against Napoleon in the War of 1812. We're going to suck them deeper in here, hopefully weaken them with this city siege here, and then maybe we can find our opportunity to attack. Now we have Khuzait coming in the north. It's closing in around us here. There's two Khuzait armies to the north. So just right here around Danustica, there's 5 separate armies, and I have no doubt that there are Valandians around the corner as well, because they just took Zionica. Didn't see how large the force of Valandians was at Zionica, but it was a heavily defended city, and they trucked right through it. So hopefully these other Aserai forces don't get swallowed up. There's a smaller army of Aserai here helping us. They're about to get captured is what they're doing. They're jockeying over there. They're playing with fire is what they're doing. One Khuzait force is going towards the east. The other is coming here towards the west. We're going to try to destroy them. Right now that these armies are separated, we will take advantage of that. I've got a few small armies left around me. I don't want my army getting too big here because then we won't be able to chase anybody down. In fact, speaking of chasing them down here, this is a perfect situation for us to use our attack dog, Arwa, to trap these Khuzait, right? We don't want them getting away. We can't afford to chase them given that there's other shit going on here. So we'll drag Arwa into this battle. We want to make sure she's part of it as well. And this is like a ladder tournament, right? This is the first step in this tournament here in recovering and surviving this onslaught is defeating this Khuzait force. Never a guarantee, right? We fought a Sturgeon force pretty recently in similar circumstances, and we barely won. And it's throwing us in here again. We get no chance to organize our troops. Let's get the 4th and 5th archers. I got to get the horse archers moved to the 7th. Again, I apologize for this. This is occurring because we're not our own kingdom. The 4th and 5th archers. Just bear with me here. The 6th will be a mix of infantry and archers, and then the 2nd and 3rd can be cavalry. I don't have enough cav to make an 8th division, although we'll see. I might add one later on. Now, we're going to pull back right away. The enemy's right here in our face, so I can put some cav here in a shield wall to sort of hold them back, and we're going to pull back and try to assess things. Unfortunately, this is happening. They're not giving me any time to come up with a plan or overlook, you know, the terrain and come up with a cohesive plan here. So I've got to spend 30 seconds doing some reconnaissance. I just got a line of goddamn rocks. I've just got a line of cavalry in the shield wall. Hopefully, what am I running into here? Fucking rocks. I'm going to get my demolition guys to come through here and break all these rocks up. We're suffering a huge amount of death, although what I think that is almost certainly what that is there was an Aserai force that was with us that helped run down this Khuzait force. They're getting killed, I think. They charged like stupid idiots and instantly died. They, you know, the old thing, the old saying, they insta-died. So the map doesn't go back as far as I would like. Is this already Khuzait? They're already swarming us. Fuck, they got a bunch of cons guards here in hot pursuit. I mean, they like beat us back here. So we will start setting up archers here and sprays the 6th Division in a wide formation, and then we're going to bracket this with cavalry, and we're going to basically say, okay, this is our castle here. Until I can catch my breath, I'm literally just scrambling to play defense here. Now, we're going to win this battle. The question is how many casualties we take, right? And I guess I shouldn't say we're going to win this battle for sure, because that'll look really bad if we lose. But we should be able to win here, right? We have a good army. These idiots are coming to us separated from their main force, although they're really pounding us. It's cons guards. It's all kinds of elite troops, and we're taking a beating here, just trying to get our troops sort of dialed in here. But what we have, you guys probably identified, a lot of you fellas, you tacticians, fellow tacticians that have been learning from the channels and applying it to your own game or improving upon it, no doubt. We have a reverse slope decline defense here, right? We have 2 different archer divisions, a shock troop division mixed with skirmishers, 2 cav divisions to hold the lines there. A horse archer division is the 7th, and then I have the 1st infantry division to attack as well. We don't have our shock troop division, the 3rd, but the 6th, I'm looking at it, has lots of like palace guards and whatnot. We're going to be able to butcher the Khuzait in this situation. So we wait, right? If the horse archers, okay, they're peeling back now. If they come back, when they come over this ridge, it's going to be our turn to take the upper hand, right? They're going to get shredded, and it may even... They're firing all these flaming arrows at me. It may even be our turn to take the offense, right? In a battle like this, if the enemy wants to come to you, let them. Let them come to you, basically like a boxer. If you have an over-aggressive opponent, your coach will tell you, let them come in, let them get overextended, let them exhaust themselves, and when the moment is right, strike. Come get some Khuzait. These fucking rocks. If we win this battle, I'm gonna have my demolition guys dig all these rocks up and roll them into the river. We'll make a city out of these annoying ass fucking rocks. Look at this ridge. They have to come over this ridge to shoot us, and as soon as they do, look at all the flaming arrows coming out of the valley here. They're getting scorched. The death spam doesn't look good yet, but it's gonna. And I think we're gonna... Let's close in on these guys too. These guys are trapping themselves. The rest of their forces are literally just back observing, like it's that battle where Achilles fights that giant in Troy. They're just going to watch us destroy their horse archers here. So we'll drag this 2nd division around here. We can attack with the 8th and 7th and just bore in on them here, right? Just fly in here recklessly and attack, right? Let's bring infantry up and let's fucking carve these Khuzait. Let's carve them a new asshole all the way back to their defensive lines, right? This is our revenge for these bullshit fucking early arrows. Smash you guys with our battle axes. And earn our revenge. Carve you fucking pussy ass Khuzait up. A lot more got out than I was hoping. But we definitely inflicted some wounds there. And I'm going to try to get my archers up now because we have the advantage now. Now we can start pounding these guys at range. Our units will be getting in position while their horse archers are running for their lives. All right, we've got to peel out of here now at this stage, and now I'm overextended. But that was well worth it, right? We definitely dealt some major damage there. I'm still seeing an awful lot of death spam. And again, I think some of that might be the ally forces. I don't think it's our forces. We got forces coming in from the side here, and I see forces crossing the river there, attacking the enemy. That's almost certainly dipshit AI allied forces just fighting on their own. They're freelancing. That's the military term, or the fire service term for it is freelancing. So our archers are in good position here, and they're raining fucking death down on the enemy. We'll assess how this is. The horse archers are in the water, which is a good situation for us, right? We can pull infantry behind this rock here and protect these shock troops. That's paramount against all these horse archers, right? I'm getting drilled. Thousands of arrows are flying through the air. But I like our situation now. The rest of their troops are kind of holding back, and we're shredding their archers at range. I can do more damage with this axe. All you see is the spray of blood as the brain matter of Khuzait horse archers just get fucking immolated. Yeah, see, that can use this rock beautifully. We can tuck our infantry behind that, and if the enemy's dumb enough to come in here with heavy cav, it looks like almost like as soon as I said that, we'll be able to drive these guys in. Here's what we can do. We can bring this cavalry forward, push them forward, and then when I do that, we can bring this first division full of chalk troops in here and have them destroy all this cavalry. Right? Shit, I got my divisions mixed up. Let's follow me, the first division, and let's move this third division ahead, basically to screen these troops, so these guys can attack without being shot. They're gonna maul these fucking heavy cavalry. Let's pull out the real weapon here. I've been using my one-handed weapon a little bit with Cole, but his two-handed axe is totally devastating. I mean, it just carves these guys to pieces. Scary to think what he's going to look like with 300 plus two-handed skill. Okay, their infantry's moving up. We like this, right? This is ultimately a benefit for us. What I can do is I can split our infantry and just bore in on them, right? These guys are badly out firepowered here in this situation. I've got an archer division flanking the enemy. We can get them, in fact, right down on the enemy's side over here. We got here this third, second. These guys are boring in. We've got a major numerical advantage at this stage too. Cole likes to fight on foot. I've said that before. I won't say that every episode, but we're getting in the trenches with the men here, right? Legionnaires and fucking dark hands, come get some, right? He's got enough athleticism to weave around these guys, and as soon as he's free, his axe starts flying. I'm in here with my palace guards. You know, we're all just chopping limbs off. We've got good archer support behind us. We just need to continue pushing across. They're going to have archers in this wave somewhere. Here I think we just started to reach their archer lines. And again, we're going to lead with heavy cav, right? Shield and shock. So all you're going to see me do in situations like this is put a big line of cavalry right in the face of the enemy. I don't want these guys charging. I don't want them attacking. I want them plowing the road for those guys that are yelling. Those are our shock troops. They're with me. In we go. The cavalry distract, and we fucking kill. Just chopping guys over the head with this axe. Man, that would fucking hurt. Or maybe it wouldn't. Maybe it would just be instant death, and it wouldn't hurt at all. So our cav line there is getting torn up a bit, but that's all right. It's done its job. It's bought us time. The rest of the archers can be brought up here to charge as well. And this battle is about to be over, right? This shock troops, listen to them behind me, just as they fucking roar into battle. You gotta love the immersive battlefield mod. That's what's creating all the noise as the troops fucking roar. It's how the game should have been designed in the first place. I can't imagine playing without it. But to have all these battlefield noises, and then you see a death spam that looks like that, it's just a spray of green as the enemy gets wholesale liquidated. We get some slow-mo fucking Khuzaits beheaded. Yeah, now they're down to their middle and low tier units. These guys are just literally just fodder. They're stuck in the water. They're just getting cut off their horses left and right. And that was that, right? An easy first battle, and of course we outnumbered them. But we need to win these battles decisively, right? Because this is probably going to be 3 or 4 battles in a row. Danustica is going to have to wait. Essentially, my strategy with Danustica at this stage, the idea is to let the city weaken them a little bit. Is that a noble? Oh, that's one of ours. That's one of our gals riding a horse. I'm going to circle around here and get behind the rest of their archers coming in. But I can't fight those 4,500 Southern Empire forces. They already destroyed us. Didn't destroy us, but they definitely handed us our ass in the battle to defend Razi. We even had like 1,500 troops, and they still shredded us. So I'm going to let them get weakened by the city, and we will handle these other threats, right? These other Khuzait forces, and potentially Valandian forces as well, right? It's not just that we have to worry about the Khuzait and the Southern Empire. 3 Southern Empire armies. The Khuzait or the Valandians are also probably lurking. And it's important to remember in this campaign, the Valandians are the largest foe, right? They have massive forces. I mean, we've seen armies of 5,000 already from the Valandians. So the hardest battle is yet to come. And this was a necessary explosive rout. It's a little bit of redemption from our loss at Razi, right? We definitely, we'd like to pick ourselves back up and recover from a disaster like that. And this certainly qualifies. In excess of a 3-to-1 KDR, a bunch of loot, a bunch of prisoners, the fucking men roar. And we advance. Like I said, it's almost going to feel like an elimination tournament. Cole's getting all kinds of experience. The companions are getting experience, and vitally, nobody died. Of course, death is going to be a problem with this campaign. I have the death for all mod set on 2 to 4 times the normal rate of death, right? So they're going to lose nobles. We're going to lose nobles. It's going to be bloody fighting with realistic results. I just realized we have like almost no prisoners, so I'm going to scoop up as many prisoners as I can here. And the other thing too is that other Khuzait force looked like it was heading towards Tamnu Castle, whatever other castle. I can't remember what the castle is that's near Danustica here. It seemed like they were heading that way to siege. Very bad decision, right? The enemy, unfortunately, the AI is not always brilliant. The Southern Empire forces are staying together, but the Khuzait forces are dividing, and that's going to allow us to easily destroy them. Actually some good loot. There's a lot of legendary shit. A legendary shield, legendary bodkin arrows. Those will certainly be useful. Some legendary pieces in there. That's actually pretty good loot. We need the good loot too. We got all these companions aging out, and we're gonna need to equip these guys with tough shit to face the storm that we're about to face. The problem with these armies, picking up these armies, is their troops are so weak. I don't want to pick up a whole bunch of scrubs, not only because they're not very useful on the battlefield, they'll get slaughtered, but more importantly, it's going to make us too slow. I got to stay somewhat lean and mean here, right? Because we've got to confront our enemy in a hurry. These guys are being weakened down. We're going to let... Actually, they haven't begun their assault yet. They should begin their assault soon, and we're going to let Danustica just sort of thin them out a little bit before we deal with them. There's a chance we lose Danustica here. What is that? 4,500, 4,000-ish Southern Empire fucks. And there might be more coming, right? You just never know. I've seen 6 armies from one kingdom so far in this campaign. And speaking of more armies, the Khuzait have 2. Oh, shit. This is a giant Valandian army. Look at this shit. This is incredible. They are going to Hassan Folk. That is literally on the other side of the map for Valandia. Think of that. Like, Valandia starts in the far west. Hassan Folk is the farthest east, probably city in the entire map. Certainly the furthest southeast. And here we have a giant Valandia force. It's already under siege. So you know what that says? There's 2 different armies of Valandians at Hassan Folk. So how's this for an epic campaign, fellas? Like, I'm thrilled, right? It's going to be incredibly difficult. We've got to dispatch another Khuzait force here of 2,000. But what an epic fucking setup for this campaign, right? I mean, of course, we're close to being defeated, but so far so good, right? You want action, you want epic siege, you want gnarly difficulty with tactics and F-bombs the whole way through. You're going to get it. Unfortunately, you know, this is happening again. I better sit up for this battle. I'm not going to explain this part too much. Again, until I can come up with a plan and we can sort of see what they're planning on doing. They may be defensive. I'm going to just pull our units back here. I like to do this in the early stages of a battle just to sort of get my wits about me, especially when they just dump us in like this. I've got some ridges to use here. We can have reverse slope decline defenses with the 4th, 5th. I might want 1 archer division and a shock troop division to the south so they can flank. So the 6th makes the most sense. The 1st infantry will definitely be a wall, right? We're going to block and defend with them. The 6th is probably too big. There's fucking 230 units or something in that division. and we can set up our cav walls. For now, our cav walls are going to play defensive. I've got one horse archer division, the 7th. Of course, by now, you guys, I'm not going to have to say this every battle. You guys are going to get familiar with this. I'm still going to mention it from time to time. Damn, it sounded like it hit his shield. Because they're guys watching this for the first time. It's the first episode they've seen on Tactical Enlightenment, and if I don't explain it, they're going to be pretty confused. Die! Damn, these guys are fucking tough. Alright, so they've got infantry, a ton of horse archers coming in, of course. And their horse archers are circling by our horse archers up there. They've got quite a few infantry, and they've got 190 heavy cavalry, too. So this is a highly mixed army of Khuzait. And we got another bloody battle here. Alright, so archers have a good spot. They're raining in arrows. Fuck! 112 damage, and I didn't kill that guy. And of course, that's the thing we're running into now. We're running into high-end lords that have high medicine skills, so the enemy has all kinds of perks and extra hit points. And this is a giant amount of heavy cavalry, all coming up in a shield wall. You get a cav division down here to protect him. I was going to say Wazu. Cole has a problem with height sometimes, right? He's so tall. He's growing into his father's size, for those wondering, right? He's going to be huge eventually. Sometimes I'll swing and it goes right over the head of these troops, like that. You know, he's tall. He's like 6'8". His father was 7'2". I don't know if he'll get that tall. Yeah, of course, hopefully you guys understand that that's all role-playing. Anybody's like, how do I make my guy 7'2"? Well, you can just change your character's size right away. God, these cavalry are skewering us. Normally, heavy cav doesn't do a lot to us. Well, that guy's not going to do anything, minus a head. But this heavy cav is dealing some serious damage to us. Now, just like that, there's a flush of green death spam as our troops here reach our cav lines, probably helping clean up the cav that's on them. And this battle, just like the previous one, not only do we need to win, but we need to win decisively, right? We've still got to deal with, God, I guess we've got 2 other invasions. We've got Valandians, and we have this massive force at Danustico. It's just an onslaught. And again, for those wondering, I've asked for peace, and the Sultan Khuzait is like, nah, we dislike the idea of peace at this time. We want to get destroyed. Let's fight everybody. Alright, horse archers are circling us here. The death spam looks very sketchy. They're shredding our archers here with 10,000 arrows. The enemy infantry just reached ours. Fortunately, that line to the south there on our right flank is eating up the enemy line. That's definitely going to help. Their horse archers are taking off again. Every time they try to pull back like this, we're going to try to make them pay. They're rushing right into our archers here. This is a situation where you tell everybody to hold fire and fucking charge. I don't want any archers trying to shoot, charge, and kill these motherfuckers, right? They're all stuck. They can't move. There's horses getting obliterated everywhere. Our archers charge up, and now we can tell them to fire, right? Now that the enemy's passed, it's a nice little thing you can do. Otherwise, they will stand there with their bow getting interrupted, right? You guys have a bow, and if there's a unit in your face, you do that little... They're like staggered or whatever, where they make the... I'm trying to make the motion. Of course, you guys can't see me, but they make an emotion like they're surprised or alarmed or something like that. Yeah, it's better just to charge and have them hold fire. So let's try to use this water, right? Anytime you can with horse archers. I'm going to use this fact that they're pulling back hard here. We're going to reorganize too. If we don't do this, say their horse archers were charging us, we'd get shot to shit, right? So we're going to take this 20 seconds here and snatch it. I've just got a couple divisions following me here, and we're just sort of joust with their units to try to help our units get to safety. God, their units are moving so fast. It's so hard to get accurate shots. Fucking Khonsguards everywhere. And these fucking rocks, man. I'd pay $1 million dinars to have a horse that jumped over automatically rocks. God, whatever horrible audio track this is on my playlist, I will be researching that and getting rid of this piece of shit audio. I've got a bunch of different music that's part of the soundtrack for this series. A lot of it is Scott Buckley. If you've never heard of Scott Buckley, he's in a fantastic... he's one of the Creative Commons, part of YouTube. As long as you give him credit in the video, you can use his material, copyright free. But this song, whoever made this song, I don't know. It's not my style anyways. If you like it, I apologize, right? Everybody's taste is a little bit different, but this to me sounds like dog shit. Fortunately, it sounds like it's over. Music to me is an integral part of battle. More rocks that I'm running into. It's almost like my horse has Tourette's. It runs into fucking things. It's just like... We may indeed need to get coal on a camel someday.
Infantry! Forward! Troops!
Let's take an assessment of the landscape here. My eye at this stage as a commander is just automatic. Eventually you become so familiar with the game that you literally, I can glance at terrain and instantly tell what the best plan of action is. Doesn't always work, and sometimes it's wrong, right? It's not like it's a guarantee, but most of the time the experience I have at Bannerlord is now giving me essentially almost an intuitive feel for the game. Napoleon, late in the 1800s and early 1810s, was at the peak of his power, hence the invasion in 1812 of Russia. And he was like that, probably times 100, right? He could look at a landscape and say, oh, attack, we win, right? Or the enemy's going to do this, this, and this, and we will instantly counter with this, and then we win. And move this 4th Division here on the enemy's left. Basically, you just envision things happening before that happens in Bannerlord here, right? We're going to have an envelopment plan here. We have a little bit of a peekaboo ridge here with this ridge on the Khuzait. As the horse archers come up this ridge, they're going to get smoked with arrows. They can't attack us, for the most part, until they get up here, right? So they're already vulnerable by the time they're poking their heads up here to shoot. Not only are they going to get shot like crazy off their horses, but we can swing cav on the side and really give them a maelstrom. On top of that, of course, this positioning with the water is essential. The reason I'm doing this is because as the enemy regroups, as they always do, as we would too, we would regroup to reinforcements. They're going to be regrouping through that water. That means they're going to be trudging, and our guys are going to be able to roar over the ridge here, including the archers, and just shoot them with so many arrows while they're barely moving in the water that it's just going to be a spray of green, right? I'm like a fortune teller almost for this battle. We're going to fucking bore in here, drive cavalry around the flank. That 4th Corps is coming around the other side here, and we're going to slaughter these fucks. All right, let's start bringing this cav forward here. The infantry can be told to bore in. Let's triangulate this cav division behind the enemy here. The 4th Corps is in good position over there, and now it's time to fucking butcher some Khuzait. Our infantry is going to roar right over this ridge into the midst of their horse archer ranks, and they're going to have themselves horse archers and cav behind them as they try to regroup, with archers shooting them in the back. But we got a little fucking surprise for you bitches. They're trying to fight it out, which is the worst decision they could make, right? They should be fleeing for their lives. That just means more of them are going to die here before they get out. These archers are shredding them from the side. Okay, so their infantry and archers are coming over. That's good, too. They're also in the water. So these guys are going to be stuck. We're going to bring our shock troops right into the midst of these guys and just butcher them. Oh, shit. Well, we still got half our health, right? The shield on my back is helping. And, of course, at this stage, Cole has really good armor. It's not the best, but it's really good. My axe is a little bit short, but look at this shit. Their horse archers are now peeling out. A lot of them died on that retreat. And now our infantry is about to shred their archers here. We want to hold the edge of this, though. We don't want to wade into the water. Right, we've got a ton of archers set up on the ridge now that can just smoke their archers in the water. But we're going to maintain the momentum here, right? We've got this infantry division. This cav division can be put in the face of their archers to distract them. And we're going to bore in here. Got to keep moving my archers down the line here. I'm staggering. I'm moving one division while the other is standing still. That way the enemy's constantly being shot at. Got the 7th cav following me. It's just a handful of horse archers. It feels nice to have a small posse. I don't like 100. They get in your way. But 7-8 guys is really nice. Look at this shit. Terrible decision. They're running right into the water right in front of our archers. You guys are fucking dead, man. You can hear the arrows smoking them. Just... And the death spam, almost like I said, is just pure pure green. It's a slaughter. Our infantry's here, but I don't think they can catch anything, so I may even pull them back. Obviously, any of their infantry that's left at the shore here, I want them to destroy them. We got to keep moving down the riverbed here because the enemy actually has forces across the river there that I want our archers to be shooting before they can regroup with this Khuzait force. These guys here, I want them taking arrows across the river. We'll give them that cav division too. This cav division, that's like the third or fourth time I've used these guys to screen, and it's working beautifully. I put them there in a shield wall for one purpose, and that's to give their archers something other than the rest of our troops, something to shoot at. They can shoot at our heavy cavalry holding their shields up. Listen to these guys, just you can hear the arrows just shredding these guys. They can barely move. It's beautiful. Our infantry is actually too far out in the water. At this stage, we're probably better off just trying to push across with this infantry. When you're in the water, the last thing you want to do is hesitate, right? You want to commit to one side or the other because you don't want your troops halfway. If your troops are halfway, of course, they're getting shot and they can't move. They're moving slowly. We want to get these guys to land. That way they can meet with the enemy infantry and archers. So we can keep archers on our side while the infantry arrive on their side. We're effectively fighting like a two-front war here. Infantry across on the shore. We can kind of tuck them into the edges of the shore, give them a little bit of cover there, and then archers spread out to support them. And I'm getting reinforcements in the second. That's a good sign. We're only now getting reinforcements, right? That means so far this has been a highly successful, low-casualty battle. I wish I had a big polearm, you know, that had 180 reach, but Cole doesn't have any polearm skills. It's going to be a while before I even entertain thoughts of that, right? We're going to leave him as an axe man. I mean, it's a lot more fun. It makes a much more satisfying sound, just and then blood splatters everywhere as Cole just shreds everything in his face. And it's lethal, right? He does so much damage. This axe is only a tier 5 axe. It doesn't do massive damage, but it does a lot of damage. The guys are like, oh, I want to do more damage. Why? Look how much damage he's doing, right? And this is with like 300 weapon skill. He's already doing 200, 200. Now, I understand against elite troops, he'll be doing 80 or 100. But for this situation here, this is more than adequate. And they're getting shredded. They're now trying to retreat through our infantry, and it's a fucking flush of green. The enemy's being completely exterminated here. Our cav division is still holding up, too. It's small now. It looks like reinforcements joined, but the enemy's being skewered. They're fucking pulling back hard. Let's keep archers moving up on their flank across the river, and now that we have this side, command of this side of the riverbank, now it's time to bring our infantry to bear on their main force here, right? Yeah, one more guy here for the road. Our infantry's right here at the edge. I'm going to keep them right here at the edge of the shore. If you're wondering why I'm doing that, because it gives them a little bit of protection. These little ridges and sand dunes and shit like that, it makes it so the enemy archers can't really see that well, right? It helps. The enemy's pulling really far back. And I'm getting very comfortable with this gaming mouse. This is sweet. It's a good time for it, too. I've been muddling around with subpar equipment for a while, and this is a $30 gaming mouse. It's not really even a gaming mouse. It's just like a routine thing. I can't remember even the name of it, but it's got nice finesse. Now, let's cross right here. There's a little shallow section here. We can bring our archers over, horse archers over in a big flush. The enemy's pulling back to the edge of the map. Are they routing? The enemy might be out of here. That might have been such a bad ass whipping that they're like, uncle. Well, I think they're routing. Either that or they're reform. Yeah, okay, so they're routing. This battle is over, which is beautiful, right? We can minimize casualties at this stage. Another highly successful, beautiful battle for us here. And we've got to keep doing these, right? We've got to not just win one good battle like this, we've got to stack them on end. And this certainly counts, right? It's another gorgeous landscape. 500 casualties, and we destroyed another 1,500. We lost a spouse here. Dula is down. But this is the price of war, right? This is going to be a messy campaign, friends. All right, here, let's see. Sit up in my chair here, get some prisoners. And now what? I guess, I don't know. We'll have to look at the Valandian force. It looks like it's 3,000 plus. Danustica is more concerning to me, though. I don't own Hassan Folk, right? That's the Sultan or some other fuck owns Hassan Folk. So which one do I care about? Of course, I care about our capital. I must have 1 million in equipment and a huge amount of food and resources in Danustica. Under no circumstance are we going to let them take Danustica. We will fight to the very death. Get a little refreshment after these 2 gnarly battles. Man, this has been great. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this, man. This is better than I had hoped. Designing this campaign and sort of trying to put together some ideas to make this a really challenging, gnarly campaign. You get a little autosave here. You know, I was hoping obviously for huge battles and complex scenes and strategies and stuff like that, and we're certainly getting it. Yeah, 3,700 fucking Valandians. I think, and they just started sieging Hassan Folk. I think the target here is Danustica, right? We can gather a bunch of troops. In fact, it might be time to form a mega army. Look at how many armies are in the Aserai. They have a bunch of these minor clans, and I think the reason for that is that if you're under duress, if a kingdom is under duress in Bannerlord, I'm not sure quite how the mechanics work, if the AI is triggered to do it, but it recruits a huge amount of the minor clans, right? In other words, it hires all the mercenaries. I think we have 3 or 4 minor clans, and most of the time they have 3 or 4 armies, which means we have like an additional 12 armies here. A little glance at the rest of the battlefield. There's chaos out there. I think the Western Empire and the Botanians are also fighting Valandia. Or they might be fighting each other. I know the Western Empire and Botania have been fighting on and off. At least we have peace with Sturgia right now. But this is the pressing matter, right? We're going to recruit a gigantic army, and for once, hopefully we have the advantage in numbers. One of our forces, one of our armies is actually sieging up there at Onika. So the tide is starting to turn here, but this is the battle that I'm most concerned about, right? This is the most important battle of this campaign. We must defeat this Southern Empire force. This juggernaut Southern Empire force. I'm not exaggerating that they have over 1,000 tier 5 and 6 units. It's a juggernaut force. And unfortunately, our army has a lot of scrubs. It's going to be... We're actually going to outnumber them significantly, but we have much weaker troops. Now, part of the reason I'm stalling here, too, is to get some of our units healed up, right? We are resting, so to speak. We have a lot of perks that help our units heal on the move. In other words, they heal when they're moving. We don't have to be in a town sitting somewhere. You can see some of these guys are still fairly injured. But another day or 2 of stalling here will let the Southern Empire be weakened a little bit more by this city. And then it's time for a gigantic clash. Legendary heavy recurve bow. We're still hoping to get some like legendary noble bows and shit like that, right? If you get lucky, you get really elite equipment, and over the course of a long campaign, you usually do. 3,500 troops now. Now, it costs a lot of influence, and you're really slow with such a gigantic force, but in this situation, I'm okay with it, right? The enemy is not moving. They're just sitting there sieging the city, and it makes sense for us just to gather a gigantic, huge force. So at least we have a numerical advantage, even if they have better troops. And I should clarify, like the first wave, we will probably have similar quality troops, right? We have good troops, but they have their whole army. All 3 of these whole armies have good troops, right? So they're going to have good troops till late in the battle. I mean, we're going to have recruits and peasants and militia and stuff like that. In fact, the militia should sally out here from the city, right, when we engage here. And I think it's time now. We outnumber them, even though the power bar is close. This could go either way, I assure you. Adjust our headset. I used to like try to hide that kind of stuff. Sometimes you gotta make some adjustments. You gotta sit up in your chair, right, for a big battle. Make sure, your mouse, everything's all fucking set up. I get a little excited now for these battles. Sometimes I even get a little nervous, right? These are one shot. We're not save scumming for this, as you guys have already seen. We've already lost some some pretty huge battles. We're not just going to reload battles because we lose. We're going to roll with it and play with the punches. Fight with the, what is it? Roll with the punches, right? All right, so strategy here, right? This is a good battlefield for tactics. I've got both a wedge there, that little narrow gap, and I've got all this water to play with, right? So for sure, we're going to try to set up ranged units and see if they're dumb enough to come right into a trap here, right? I can set up units to the enemy's left on this shallow area, and they will be approaching us in a narrow defile through the water. And there's quite a bit of shock troops in our 6th. In fact, probably a little bit too much. The 1st division, of course, I want it to be more shields. I'm getting closer and looking at the units here because just like any critical battle, a good commander is going down and literally inspecting his troops. Being like, hey, Manavliaton, dude, you forgot to put on socks this morning. He's like, oh, sorry. Sorry, Mr. Cole. We need a good nickname for Cole. Cole doesn't have a nickname yet. I'll be working on something. And I do appreciate all of your advice for nicknames and other suggestions you guys have given me over the past couple weeks. All right, 6th division is mostly shocked now. 5th and 4th are archers. The 4th is a crossbow division, but I don't have enough to really square it still. Of course, now we have a true shock troop division in the 3rd Corps. There's some shields in there, but those guys are going to be able to tuck in tightly behind the cav unit there and really devastate the enemy if they charge us. They'll probably have a huge amount of cavalry. At least they did the first time we met this force. This is the 2nd time we've fought this force. If you didn't see it, of course, it's the previous episode. And honestly, you really should have watched that episode before this. But at this stage, it's almost too late. I guess you could always click it now, right? Check that playlist out on our channel. These really should be seen chronologically. Does look like they're coming head on here. All right, so we'll take advantage. Let's get cav right at the edge of the water here. That way their cav reaches us at the slowest possible state. We can have shock troops and a 6th Corps ready here essentially to bore in on the enemy's left flank, our right flank. I'm not sure where to put this crossbow division. I'm a little unsure, a little uncomfortable. Sometimes you have to adjust it after they're there. Our horse archers and cavs, of course, we're going to use them to attack the margins of the battle and to counter enemy cav charges. And I do see quite a bit of shields in the 3rd division, which is fine, right? Because those guys will be up front blocking a lot of the initial arrows. The enemy doesn't have a huge amount of horse archers, but they have horse archers still. Yeah, I think the 4th right there, and tell them to stop. The 8th Corps can guard the 4th for now until we give them a job. They will be firing javelins in here. They're over here next to our 6th and 3rd. Let's go ahead and square that division. 7th Corps is over here firing javelins away. And what a start, right? The enemy is charging into us. We have incredibly tough defensive positions. And we kill some of our own troops, of course. Maybe we'll just swing our axe here. Much more effective. And the slugfest is on, right? This is a battle. We must win this battle. There's a noble here, fucking bitch. The 8th Corps is just holding the line there for those archers, and that's working beautifully. Of course, they've expended all their javelins now. Anytime you play the Aserai, you tend to have early success because your guys fire hundreds of javelins, and then they run out of javelins. All right, let's drag this division. Let's come in on the enemy flank here. Let's see what kind of archers they have. They are moving their archers up in the water, and they're kind of spread all over the place. A lot of their archers are actually hanging way back. That sound always sounds like it hurts. I love the fucking different death sounds. Oh shit. They've got tons of elite infantry here. This is more than I thought they had. Let's bring our 8th Corps in behind them. And the other thing we can do here, let's see, with them in the water, we want to get enemy troops or allied troops over here on this far bank. If we can get an archer division, the 4th is over there. What we can do is we can get our 5th Archer Corps here to our right along the banks of this river, and they will be able to strafe the enemy with arrows, right? It's basically flanking fire from that Archer division. Fourth is good up there. a good commander, right? We're keeping an eye on our units, making sure that they're not getting mauled. There's not a bunch of cavalry charging through them. We've got our 8th Corps and 7th Corps are back here, holding the defensive areas pretty well. See another big tranche of enemies coming in. This is a perfect spot to start flanking. All right, let's get the 6th and the 5th over on the enemy's left, our right flank. I want to essentially draw the enemy towards the center here with the 1st and 2nd, hold the line, and then do the damage from the enemy's left, from our right. This 4th Corps, a lot of these guys are out of arrows. The Fiend champs are in there, so there's like 10, 12 guys still shooting. But it's the 5th that should have lots of arrows, right? High-end archers have 2, most of them have 2 quivers, right? So we can take this 5th Corps and just stretch it along this sandy riverbed here. They'll be able to move quicker because they're on dry ground, shooting at troops in the water. That should be highly effective. This 7th Corps we can just tuck against these rocks as well because all these guys can just shoot the enemy on the flank. The 6th Corps is ready to charge. The 1st and 2nd are holding the middle there. Get over here, 5th. These guys are firing away. They've got great line of sight. The 6th can be told to charge and start eating up the enemy that's at the edge of the riverbank. The 4th, the guys that are out of ammo, we can get them into battle too. So far, so good. Really good, actually. I would say this has gone better than I expected so far. We'll see, though, if and when we start running out of elite troops. And there's a lot of red, right? You would think that with the tactics we're using here that the enemy would be getting destroyed. But boy, there's an awful lot of red death span. They've got tough infantry, and don't forget, our enemy lords have perks that are comparable or better to any of our captains, any of our commanders. It's part of the reason they're doing so well in this campaign. That and the fact that it's all elite troops. Every single guy here is an elite Manavliton. Fucking rocks. Just slashing guys across the face. Now, a little concerning, I'm getting units that are coming in up here, and that's because that's where our reinforcements spot was. Unfortunately, we talk about that a lot in big battles, and the enemy has a bunch of horse archers cutting off our reinforcements from our main troops. A lot of times in big battles, your reinforcement location is hundreds of yards from where the rest of your troops are fighting, and not only does it take them a while to get to the battlefield to help, but they're getting attacked that whole way, especially archers. It's a real disaster. So this is tenuous, right? We may have to adjust where we're making our stand, where we're fighting. If we stay right where we are right now, our forces, you know, they're divided. We'll see how many enemy forces are between them. Right now, it's mostly just horse archers, but we'll see if that changes. God, they're running through a huge amount of heavy cavalry, and look at that death span. God, we just got skewered. I don't know if that was all these cavalry charging, just hundreds of enemy cavalry charging. Well, leave it to Cole to fucking swing the death spam in our favor, right? Up there with his axe, the enemy's just getting shredded. And I look down, I have a half the health, right? I got a half a bar of health, so far so good. We've avoided a big spear. I was hoping to have camels. The enemy actually has more camels than we do. Oh shit, the enemy has infantry and archers just shredding our forces here. I think what's going on is all of our reinforcements, just like I said, are too far away. So we could try to get them to the edge here, but I may have to adjust this. I don't know how far they have to run. We'll see how long it takes and how many forces are attacking them on the way. Right now, basically what's happening is our army's divided. And the fourth is horse archers. There's not very many left in the 5th. The 3rd Corps is cab, they can screen. And then the 2nd, as is often the case with the battle size mod, is a huge division of archers. And it's taken these guys a while, right? The enemy's starting to set up in the valley down here. If they get archers set up in the valley down here, this is going to be untenable. I got to get these guys up here in a hurry, right? 2nd Division. I've got to split some of these units too. The first, second, third, and fourth end up being huge in battles like this, so you got to split them yourself and then add them to the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, etc. So we'll just split our archer groups. I'd like to have multiple angles and multiple archer groups in case I want to move one while the other stands still. 80 horse archers. We've got lots of troops, but they're not in position, and that's not good. And we're hitting our own guys as usual. God, I'm good at that. I try not to brag too much, but none of you motherfuckers are as good as me as killing their own troops. Alright, these guys are coming up here. God, they are taking a while, and they're getting stabbed and speared the whole way. Get up here, cavalry. I swore I told that cav to make a line there like 30 seconds ago. Fuck, the enemy has 223 archers and 300 infantry boring in on us, and our units are just starting to get to position. I'm in between. I'm not indecisive very often, but right now I am because I'm uncomfortable. Look at this. These guys are just firing up into our units trying to get positioned. And the cav, for some reason, is taking forever to get here. This cavalry division I told to make a fucking line down here like 40 seconds ago. They're just now getting into position. I'm trying to drag them around here to interrupt all these archers while our units get into position, but it's not going particularly well. Fucking assholes. They've got infantry pushing in on us as well. And as good as the death spam was looking like 5 minutes ago, it looks worse now. These archers are being smoked at ranged. Where are the rest of my archers? I have two. Oh, they all got killed. I had 200 archers, now I got 80. Or 120 or something like that. That's not good. And again, my forces are basically coming right into a reverse slope defense. I don't think this is going to work. Fuck, I'm getting speared. Okay, see, all of our reinforcements are hundreds of yards away from this ridge. So let's pull back. This is going to be serious losses on the pullback. This is the kind of thing that can lose you a battle. But I think with how much more battle is probably still to come here, that we've got to do this. I can't just stay divided like this. We have to concentrate our forces and try to use these ridges here. These ridges are suboptimal. There's a bunch of sort of rolling buttressed hills here. There's no peekaboo ridge advantage here. We're not getting elevation advantages. I just know we can't keep going to where we were. So cav line is shield wall, infantry in a big long line, and archers basically in a big long line, right? We're going to use very simplistic tactics here until we can sort of catch our breath. Fucking cavalry non-stop trying to stab me. I thought about going just a two-handed axe and javelins, but man, I'm so vulnerable now. The enemy has so many cavalry units running around the battlefield spearing you. Yeah, see, these archers can't shoot. Fuck. Come on, fellas. We can't lose this battle. Starting to get those uncomfortable feelings, right? As long as the death spam continues to scroll red like that. We can charge their infantry here, but I think these guys are outnumbered. It's probably going to be a Pyrrhic charge. God, we're getting scorched. Look at, they're just shoving right through our lines here. Our forces got annihilated, and they're pouring now into our archers with heavy infantry. It's not going to work. Alright, these horse archers will tell them to charge. Hopefully that can break up their divisions a little bit. I'm going to join my men on foot to try to swing this. We should be getting infantry reinforcements soon, and they'll be closer this time at least, but fuck do we need it. We're getting charged by thousands of fucking units. Heavy cav is storming through here. The enemy's rushing up excitedly. They look confident. They smell blood in the water. The death spam is extraordinarily red. I don't panic, but I get uncomfortable. If we get captured here, we're fucked in this campaign. Danustica will be gone. We'll lose all of our resources. Alright, what can we do? What can we do? Let's see. Archers are here. More reinforcements are going to come back a little bit further. We may even look over this next ridge to see if it's any better of a ridge. I got to get units here in the face of these archers. I hear our guys being shot left and right. Hold my shield up. Fuck, I got hit right in the face. Almost dead. There's cavalry just storming through here. I really do feel like we're outnumbered 4-1. We're the one that outnumbers them. It's carnage. You guys want some epic siege or epic battles? How's this shit? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here? Hopefully some of you guys are playing the same kind of campaign on your own, right? With the, I think it was, god damn it, Cole eats shit. I think it was episode 15. We showed you guys essentially the settings to make this your own. I need a usable character here. These are worthless light archers. Is that all we have? All right, well, we'll take this archer here. At least he has a two-handed weapon. All right, so 157 archers. Let's pull back over this ridge. This ridge is sharper, much sharper. We'll be able to get archers down the valley here. We can get an infantry line right on the edge of this ridge here and cav to defend, right? All these guys are... They're mediocre infantry, mediocre cavalry, but if we get them set up, these guys are going to have some effect to slow down this Southern Empire train. That's what it feels like. It just feels like they're steamrolling. We've got 200 archers. I can split this infantry division. There's so many. We have almost 400 infantry. And again, this is the battle size mod, right? So the enemy has like 600, 700, 800 troops. So do we. It's huge battles. Look at these infantry divisions. These look like something out of fucking Total War, Rome Total War, right? We've got 300 in that one, 150 in that one. Come get it. And these guys are going to hold that ridge beautifully. We got a little bit of a cav line here. I don't want this infantry charging necessarily. Just hold the line. These guys can charge. We'll attack the enemy's flank and hold them to the ridge so our archers can work. In fact, I can join our archers here. Right, this guy's got a bow. It's weak, but he's got a bow too. And look at that ridge. And the death spam is starting to turn, right? It's going green. We got a huge line of meat and shields there, holding the line. And our archers are back here working. I can hear them working, right? They're right behind me shooting. Oh shit. Where'd that even come from? We're getting our ass kicked somewhere because there's a lot of death spam. And part of the reason, of course, is the enemy has higher level troops than us here, right? We're going to have to fight like fucking dogs to win this battle. They're starting to tear us up here on the left. Let's pull these guys back into a wall. The archers can support them. I want these archers working for now and no infantry charges. In fact, let's get the cav out of the way. Let's pull the infantry or the enemy down here into range of our archers. And then what we can do is we can slam the door on them with this cav division. Now this guy has very weak skills, but at least it's a two-handed weapon. So the cav bore in on the enemy side there. They've got a bunch of archers. You know what I want to do with it? I just want to put that cav right in the fucking midst of their archers. That'll prevent them from shooting our archers, which is the most important thing, right? Get another archer division here set up on the enemy flank. Run for my life here. We just got more reinforcements that came in, but man, are they weak. Those are the lowest level cav and infantry. This battle hangs on the edge of a knife. This is like the fourth major battle we've had in this campaign where it was super close and is like deciding the fate of our kingdom. The enemy's down to low-level troops, just like us. And I think very slowly we're starting to gain the edges here in this battle. They're trying to get to our archers. We're cutting them down as they try to get over there. This guy actually, I mean, it's all things told, this is good, solid weapon skill, and I think the enemy just broke. Either that or they're reforming. We're going to attack and pursue here. These motherfuckers with a sickle and shit. Recruits. And another gigantic, sprawling fucking battle here. What a crazy fucking sequence of battles this has been. And there's another one coming, right? We still have the Valandians to deal with. They have a bunch of archers there trying to reposition. We're going to charge. Let's try to take advantage before they can get reset here. I got Chuck Norris here with his sickle. Catch an arrow, you sack of shit. Actually, recruit that guy. We can add him to our army. He's like a future legionary. Get him some armor. He'll be fucking people up. Oh, and another sigh of relief, right? This battle is over. We are victorious. Barely. I mean, the more troops on the battlefield I see, the more I realize we had this battle handily, but it sure didn't feel like it till the end. We were down to mediocre troops as our forces here storm out of Danustica and seize victory from the jaws of defeat. And I just looked up because every once in a while I'm afraid my recording software will stop, but it is still recording. You guys get to enjoy this sequence of beautiful Titanic battles. And approaching an hour, I think this is going to be the episode here. Don't be surprised if some of the episodes are literally 3 or 4 battles, or 2 or 3 battles even, and that's it. Hopefully you guys are enjoying that process, right? This is what to expect in this campaign. If you're here for ample time of me going from town to town, collecting recruits and stuff like that, and doing tournaments, you're going to be sorely mistaken. Oh shit, what a disaster that is. We lost Wahan the Golden. Fuck. I don't know who Jelana is, but Wahan the Golden was my lieutenant. This guy was going to be a critical captain and probably a new clan leader as soon as we became our own kingdom. But he dies a glorious death in this huge battle here, right? The Battle of the Red Sand River here, as this Southern Empire force is finally put to bed. Man, again, I need like a shower. I don't smoke, but I need a cigarette. What another fucking grueling affair. What a shame this is, right? This gigantic battle, and I don't get any elite equipment. That feels like a ripoff, but we won't complain. I mean, apart from the complaint I just made, Wahan the Golden has died in battle, and that's a tragedy, right? We lost Dula. We're going to reassign the captain for this division. We lost, so it's a wife of one of our companions, and obviously we lost, one of the most important characters for our campaign. We're going to have to basically come up with some new leaders for clans when we go independent. When are we going independent? I don't know, friends. It's soon. I can definitely tell you it's soon. I've probably been saying that for 3 episodes. But also I want to keep you guys off guard. Hassan Folk is next, but I think you're going to have to wait until tomorrow or the next day for that, right? I'm going to head there, sort of recap what happened in this episode. Is that... Okay, that's our army going to Danustica. I don't want to lose any troops here. We need every troop we can get. Don't forget, we still have another giant fight looming here against the Batanians, or excuse me, against the Valandians. You guys have noticed sometimes when I'm speaking quickly and thinking about other things, I will miss the word. We'll be fighting the Valandians for half hour, and I'm like, these fucking Batanians. You'll just have to forgive me, right? My mind is quirky like that. I can remember strange things and do square roots of large numbers in my head, but sometimes I make idiotic fucking verbal mistakes and look like a dipshit. Well, we're going to wander over to Hassan Folk now and basically leave the episode, kind of like those asshole shows do right before something interesting or exciting. I'm essentially going to end this episode right on the brink of another battle here against the Valandians. Now, they're getting weakened, but it looked like there was some 3,600 attacking Hassan Folk here. So we're crawling along with this army, but I don't mind that, right? Because the Valandian force is getting weaker the whole time that we're going over there, right? They're losing troops in the siege, and we are getting stronger, right? We're healing. Declared war on the Valandians. Well, that's nice. At least there's some other kingdoms helping us, right? The Valandians are now fighting the Sturgeons. The more people that go to war with them, the better for us, right? It'll give us a little bit of relief here from this onslaught. We could not maintain this kind of a defense against this onslaught. And of course, our fucking nobles, the Sultan, won't give us peace. Yeah, look at these Valandian forces, right? We've still got a huge battle looming. There's no certainty of victory here. This is 2,500. We're going to outnumber them, but they just have incredibly powerful armies. And this is, again, a feature of the Strength in AI mod. Incredibly powerful armies, incredibly powerful lords. incredibly difficult campaign of Bannerlord. But of course, that's what we wanted. So ask and you shall receive. In we go here. And of course, like I said, I'm going to leave this episode with this last 30 seconds. My normal spiel I say here. If you want to see more from this campaign, friends, you want to subscribe. I appreciate you guys, all the support the last year. This Aserai campaign may stretch all the way through the winter, right? We might be still fighting battles in February or something like that. We shall see. One thing we know, though, is going to be epic, win or lose. So I appreciate you fellas. Feel free to leave questions or comments, all that kind of good stuff. With all that said, I will see you guys next time.